Guys, we have a dragon stronger than the Zeus dragon coming to DML in this new Chinese divine event. So, I assume that most of you have probably already seen the in-game notification of divine event on the horizon with the 3 new dragons that were advertising the new event coming in about 10 days time. But the pink one, the delicate looking flowery girl right at the front, is actually now the strongest dragon in DML. That we know of course. Because today I'm on the DML wiki and we are going to be looking at all 3 of these new dragons, their elements, base stats, and, you know, their baby forms and everything like that, because it's now been released on the wiki. But the Chang'e, I mean, it would be much easier if I could say Change Dragon, but it's the Chang'e or Chang'e, something like that. The Chang'e Dragon is the pink dragon that we saw on the front of the event notification screen. And the Chang'e Dragon, if we look at the full image of her here, you know, really, really cool looking. A lot of detail went into it. Nice little bits of cloth and everything to decorate her with. But the Chang'e Dragon actually has a base attack stat of 85. That's 85 base damage. That is insane. 85 base damage. That is actually 3 points. 3 entire points higher than the Zeus Dragon. So she is actually quite a lot stronger than the Zeus Dragon is, and she has the Divine, Shadow, and Energy elements. So she'll do 153 million base attack stat damage at level 80, which is higher than the Zeus by about 8 million, sorry, something like that. So the Chang'e Dragon is definitely not a dragon to be messed with by any stretch of the imagination. And this is her baby form here. I mean, she just kind of looks a little bit cuter. I don't really like the baby form all that much, but overall, the Chang'e Dragon is going to be probably the most sought after dragon for this entire divine event that is coming up. But obviously, we got the other 2 dragons as well. So we also got the Nezha dragon, which is the red one, which I've said a couple of times, it's actually my favorite looking dragon out of the main 3. And the Nezha has a base attack of 72, base health of 266, so its health's really high with divine, earth, and water elements. So I wouldn't say it's a great dragon, but definitely a nice little supportive earth dragon to add to your collection. And obviously it being divine does help the more health it has. But, you know, looking at the image file for the Nezha, I actually want to look at the adult form as well. You know, Nezha looks super cool. It kind of looks like a war dragon, per se. Kind of a war stylistic theme going on with the dragon, red cloak and everything. Really, really nice design. I do really like the Nezha dragon. And then the baby form kind of just looks like a fire dragon with a little bit of extra decal and some hair on it. But cool dragon, and I do like the little almost Sonic ring that it's got on its tail. I know that that's not what it is, but that's how I see it. And then finally, the final dragon on that preliminary image is the Guan dragon. Sounds kind of cool to me. But the Guan, surprisingly enough, is not a divine dragon. The Guan is actually a legendary. So he's got the legendary wind and fire elements, base attack stat 77, base health 232. So a little bit squishy still, but 77 base damage still makes him quite a good legendary. Like 77 base attack is still actually pretty high. And I have to say, this guy, I do really like his design as well. Mostly the green that's going on with his, like, armor, or whatever the heck it is. He's got a full sword for a tail, which is cool. And obviously he's got the huge beard, huge eyebrows. He's definitely a warlord from the looks of it. And then we got his baby form here. He's got, you know, he's trying to be adulting. Like, he's got his little crown on and everything. He's got, like, purple, almost eyeshadow on. I don't know what that's about, but again, I am a fan of this dragon as well. But one thing that I also haven't looked up about any of these new dragons quite yet is what they actually look like in, real life terms, or like, I guess, Chinese mythology sort of terminology. And one thing I wanted to mention with the Chang'e dragon is actually her description, which mentions another dragon. So it's on the right here. The lovely and serene Chang'e dragon usually lives on the moon, but can be coaxed to Earth with the promise of its favorite pastries, courtesy of its special friend, the Ho Yi dragon. So this is obviously referring to another in-game dragon, so whatever the Ho Yi dragon is, I'm hoping that we're going to be getting that in this, like, new update that we've got, probably another divine if anything. But, the fact that they've mentioned it here definitely at least lets us know that they plan on having that dragon related in some way. The Nezha just talks about battlefield stuff, and then the Guan dragon is like a hero amongst dragons and stands up to all wrongdoers. So they do have cool little codex entries as well. But, like I said, I kind of wanted to look up what these guys were based off of as well. So, Chang'e. What is Chang'e? The Chinese goddess of the moon. Well, that's pretty much what it said in the Dragon's Codex description anyway, but you can see some of these images. It's basically a very pretty looking gal with a rabbit. Always has a rabbit with her. Well, ain't that cool? Ain't that just sweet? I have to say, I am a fan of some of the things that these are based off of. Look at this! Some of this art is fantastic. We got this guy that looks like the Guan Di. I mean, it says this is Guan Yu. I don't know what that's about. I guess we'll find it again if it's true. So then, Nezha. Let's have a look at what Nezha is. So apparently it's a Warframe character, along with everything else, but it's also this character, or like, I don't know really how to say it, like personification, I guess, in a sense. So, just a sort of, like, young girlish warrior, I suppose. You can definitely see the resemblance in the DML dragon anyway, at least I can, at least slightly. She's got the hair for it. They always have this specific style of hair. And that's a boy version. Okay. And then finally, like I was gonna look up, we've got the Guan Di. The Guan Di god. So that is this guy here wearing his very prominent green cloak with his, like, shoulder armor and everything. You can see a little shrine of the guy here. And here's him at the front as well. If the image would actually load. Oh, damn, I don't want to see blurry images all day. Goodness gracious me, but this guy is probably the most terrifying. And he even has a dragon on the front of his armory stuff there, so, this is what these dragons are based off of. And, Chinese stuff does look very pretty, very red, very vibrant. Especially with all of the shrines and everything that they have, like IRL. So, overall, I am happy that we're getting these new dragons. But, at the same time, this does pose the question that if we're just going through each region's set of dragons, that probably means that, after this divine event's over, we're probably going to get dragons from another region as well. And so, a lot of people have been saying Egyptian. They really want to see Egyptian. And of course, we already have the Pharaoh dragon and the Mummy dragon, so maybe they're just going to skip over Egyptian stuff entirely. But I don't know, they could come back and give us more Anubis-themed stuff and some of the other really spooky stuff. That's the thing about Egyptian stuff. It used to terrify me slightly, so I don't know how I'd feel about that coming back. But there are a lot of cool regions, gods, and stuff like that I would really like to see. I would be really interested in seeing some more in the future. But, I have rambled on for far too long. Let me know what you think about these dragons, and again, let me know how you feel about the Zeus dragon basically having his top spot in DML claimed. I mean, first it was the Sumo, then the Zeus overtook him, and now the Chang'e dragon has overtaken the Zeus by 3 whole points. So that's not a single point of difference, that is 3. That is in the millions of difference in damage that the dragon will do. But, you know, like I said, for now, that is going to do me. So thanks for joining me today on this little quest, looking at all this new stuff. And until next time, I will see you then.